Hey everybody, welcome to this month's question of the month. David Keil here, ready to answer the yoga anatomy related questions for you. You can submit your own question, of course. Go to yoganatomy.com/my question and we'll answer it on video just like I'm doing right now. This month's question comes from Pradeep Singh. In press handstand, why is it so difficult to go up with straight legs, but I can go with bent legs or wide legs? I have failed to understand it. Please let me know what it is and how to work for it. Thank you. All right, Pradeep, the big reveal on what is most likely preventing you from going up with straight legs in a press handstand. And of course, this is me answering that question without having seen you do it. Don't know your body type, don't know anything about you, so I'm kind of guessing and generalizing, but the most common reason is tight hamstrings. Because what happens is when you go to press up into a handstand as you're describing and you press down through your hands, that downward force is going to create an opposite effect, the lift up part, right? I'm sure you're familiar with that. The biggest piece is related to your center of gravity and how that moves relative to where your hands and shoulders are. So how the hamstrings tie into this is your pelvis has to rotate in order to kind of almost to put the curve back in your spine in the natural way, so that your pelvis is more aligned relative to your hands and shoulders and above your torso. When the hamstrings are tight, it makes it, and there's those, I'm guessing, you're probably on your tiptoes, you're leaning forward, all of that stuff, and when you go to do that last little bit, when the hamstrings are tight, it makes it harder for the pelvis to do that rotation. Compare that to, as you said, when you bend your legs or you go wide legs, what changes? The tension in your hamstring. So when you bend your knees, tension in the hamstring is released, so pelvic movement is easier. When you take your legs out wide, like if you were going to go into a press handstand from a prasarita padottanasana, well then your hamstrings are out of the way. They're not in a direct line to restrict that pelvic rotation. So as the feet go apart, the legs go wide, etc., the pelvis more easily tilts, allowing you that when you press, that first movement that you need to do in the pelvic region, which is rotate, happens more easily. So I hope that answers your question, gives you something to think about. Once again, anybody else you got a question, go to yoganatomy.com/my question.